When I was 22, I hopped back into the dating scene, and it was different because I was already balding. And it's different when you're balding and you're young. It makes you look at everybody different, right? I looked at myself differently. I looked at women differently. I looked at everybody differently because I was 22 and I was losing my hair and people were treating me differently, right? But at the same time, like the first thing that I noticed is once my hairline was growing back, like growing back, I was trying to hold on to it like with everything I had. So like I still had long hair, but my hair was going back. So I quickly realized that it looked way worse like on camera versus in person. In person, it didn't look bad, but like on camera, it was like you can tell exactly. You can see like where I'm balding at. You can see the pattern. You can see everything starting to develop on camera. So that being said, I have more success at this time when I'm 22 years old. I noticed quickly that my success comes in person. I was like, yo, when I'm in person, I can, let my personality shine. I can, let display my confidence because at that time, though I was losing my hair, I wasn't completely non-confident. And like it worked. Like the women that I was talking to, I still was getting women, but it was only in person. It wasn't so much online. So that made me hone my skills in person a little bit more. Also had to, kind of face sometimes when this one girl and she looked good. She was still in college. But she was like, why are you keeping your hair long? Like it's kind of going back. I think you look better with it shorter. So when she told me that, like I didn't really know how to feel. Like we got already, you know what I'm saying, hooked up, had a vibe and all that. But it just was like, like I'm coming from my hair. It was still a sensitive place. But that being said, I don't know if I could have met this, the caliber of chick she was. I don't know if I could have met her online, especially not at that stage in life, right? Now, fast forward a little bit to when I had to really just go all the way in and just go bald completely. When I had to go bald completely, I was like 23 years old. Yeah, I was like 23 years old, and I was bald for about 4 or 5 months. And that's because it got to the point where my hair was like, I literally couldn't even, my barber could not touch my hairline because it was already so far back. So like if he touched it, it just looked like worse. So I literally would just tell him not to touch my sides. My brother, don't touch the sides. So once it got to that point, I had to actually just cut my hair off. When I cut my hair off, I was still confident, and my body was in some of the best shape of his life, starting to become some of the best shape of my life, my body at that time, and then also just my mind and my spirit, everything. So I was already confident, but I was not truthfully confident in the bald look. Like I'll be 100% with you guys. I wasn't truthfully all the way confident in the bald look to the point where I was like, yo, I'm bald, but I look good. Like I wasn't like that. I was 23 years old, right? So I was 23, 24, and that's why at 24 I decided to get the SMP. Now, by the time when I was 23 and I went bald, I was forced to develop my personality again even more because I wasn't having much success on dating apps. Like not much success at all on dating apps, especially with the losing the hair and also balding. And it sucked because we're in a generation that dating apps is just easy access. Like it's there. Like it's just there if you want it, right? So you can do the stuff where you pay for the spotlight, you can pay for the like the be like the top profile in the area and stuff like that. When I was really like 21 or 22, 23 or whatever, first like I'd done that, like I did that. I still didn't have much success. Like I ended up getting some dates out of it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But it wasn't the caliber of chick that I was really looking for. I got better like quality of women in person. So that being said, when I went completely bald, bro, I finally was at a space where I really had to rely fully like on my inner confidence, my inner dialogue, and like what I told myself internally. And that I started noticing still got me great quality of women versus the women that I met online, because the women I was meeting online, it wasn't something I was proud of, to be honest with you. Like I was still meeting, but it was nothing to be proud of. And it was like it was like night and day from online versus in person for me. So it just further cemented the idea to me, like it just further imprinted, like, yo, your style is in person. Like in person is good, right? So fast forward, I get the SMP at 24. By this time, I had years of developing my personality, becoming more comfortable with myself and stuff like that, as far as the new change and a physical appearance. By that time, bro, if like 24, it took me like a couple months to get used to me having an SMP, and like some people really looking at me differently from the standpoint of women actually like looking at me and like like more attraction gazes, right? We all know what I'm talking about. If you're a guy, you're attractive, or I don't know if you feel like you're attractive as a guy, you know what I'm talking about, like women looking at you, holding the stairs and all that. So I started noticing that coming back, and I was like, thank you God, like thank you God. I was so thankful. So that ended up happening when I was like 24 to 25 range. I'm 27 right now. So by the time I hit 25, bro, I was already at a place fully pretty much where I'm at right now, to the point where I can, talk to anything and do anything. But I still have more success being transparent with you guys. I have way more success online. I mean, in person versus online. Like as a person, as I am, today, I have way more success in person versus online when it comes to dating. I got a few theories about that, bro. And like I said, just changed the way. So that's like the main thing that really changed the way. And that's going to be my last theory. I feel like guys that are like losing their hair or like they're balding or, whatever the case is, if you're losing your hair or you're balding, or even if you're bald, I think you're going to have more success if you have a confident personality. And if developed your game and all that, you know what I'm saying? If you developed your personality enough, bro, you're going to have more success in person versus online, because people and women, they basically looking at it like if they're not attracted to somebody that's bald, then all you are is another bald head, bro. When it comes to like online presence, like you just another guy losing their hair or bald. So your energy isn't felt. They don't feel your energy. They don't feel your aura. They don't feel nothing about you. They just can swipe left or swipe right. So I really think like, and maybe I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you my personal experience, bro. My personal experience, the biggest thing I've noticed from being young and dating and losing my hair at a young age and dating is there's way more success in person. So that the only other thing that was for me to do once I noticed that was truthfully just to get out the house and just to be in the crowd and be around people, or being in certain settings and certain surroundings where I can let my personality shine and see my hunting, basically get my hunting on. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing. Get my hunting on. You know what I'm saying? I see a prey and I go hunt. You go for the kill in person versus online. Online it's just a complete different world, bro. It's not the real world. It's online. So like that's what you guys have to get in your head. So if you're a guy out there, maybe you're young, 20, 21, 22, you're losing your hair, you're balding. And I understand that when I was 21, 22, social media, obviously it was still prevalent, 5 years ago or whatever, but still it's only become more prevalent is my point. So online dating is only becoming more of a thing, like as you guys are, the younger people growing up. So that being said, it's like, don't just rely only on the online dating. Like you have to go to the old school, quote unquote, tactics. And that old school tactic is going to be simply just being able to meet the women in person. Just connect with them in person, bro. And when you connect with them in person, the easiest conversation opener, bro, is like this easiest thing I always tell people, bro. What do you like to do for fun? Like it starts the conversation there, bro, and then it can just keep on going from there. All right, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of game, man, because like I said, I understand being a young guy out there losing your hair, and especially if you had a lot of hair and your hair was part of your identity or personality or whatever, that can be a lot for you guys. So want to drop a little game for you, bro. What I've noticed over the years, hopefully it helps some of y'all out there, man. Until next time, as always, you boys know what to do. Get to stepping, get to stepping, get to stepping. Hey.
Like YOLO wanted to tell you, accept yourself. You don't have to prove shit to no one, accept yourself. And if you